What's up, everyone? Welcome back to yet another explosive episode of Blue Zone Conversations powered by Durex. It is a month of love. And I have with me a Leo extraordinaire. Uti Wachuku.
What up, Toke Star?
What up? How are you? How is this month of love treating you?
I beg. Well, I did say that I'm open to love this year. So I'm hopeful.
Love in this generation, it gets as if
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Do you know that for me, what really breaks my heart, or what really has me confused most of the time, is how, people seem to be a certain way and the package looks so interesting. You want to quickly unpack and get to know them. And when you open the box, you're like,
There's nothing there. It's nothing. Oh, there's like
why did I even bother?
I saw that box on Instagram one time where they're like perfect Valentine's gift. There was like bleach. There was like
bleach
polish.
to bleach your soul.
There was this stuff that was just like, wow.
Polish to polish your bad behavior.
Yes.
What else they got in there? So we can throw all the show. What else do they have in there?
I don't care.
Maybe some sanitizer to sanitize your health.
And then polish to polish.
Yes, to make you
make so that you will have good finishing. These days, man, character is everything. I keep saying it.
Yeah.
Character. And if I give you multiple chances, because before I used to be such a lover man, I'll give you chances. But for me, believe people when they show you. I'm not about words. I'm about how you act. What am I reading from you? And gone are the days where someone come and tell you, we are just paranoid or you are wounded from your past. No, if you're making me feel some kind of way, it means you're sending me the wrong energy.
A lot of people in this generation like to gaslight a lot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can't gaslight me. Because me, I'm the last born. You can't gaslight a gaslighter. So I was born a gaslighter and I healed from being a gaslighter. So I became a decent person. So it's like trying to steal from a thief or a past thief. So I'm just like, do you really want to play this game? Because I will teach you how to gaslight in this moment you're trying to gaslight me. And people like that, when you pin them to the wall, they
resort to manipulation.
And then when you want to manipulate me, I'll now be like, are we going to manipulation too?
This is witchcraft.
Should I learn how to, should I teach you how to manipulate properly? I'm like, now, if I were you, this line that you gave here, this is how I would have said it. That way, I won't have a comeback. But because you are a baby manipulator, you sound like an idiot. So they can't play games with me. And once they see they can't play games with you, the next thing is that they call you the enemy. They call you out of your name, or they start to cry, or they start to, act out of character just to make you look like the bad person and they look like the victim. But I always let them know, look, that's why sometimes, voice conversations, I'm not, if it's very heated, I would like to type it down so I can refer back to what you said. Because most times people will say, I've been in a situation with one of my exes and she was like, I did not say it. I never used that word. I'm like, what? You know what you're looking for? Invisible witnesses. So when it's heated like that, it's good so that you can refer back to that line to say, but you said this.
But that's also a sign of manipulation on your part.
Of course.
But that's not right.
It's not manipulation. It's, what do you call that thing? Receipts. You have to have receipts. If we're having a conversation, Toke, and you tell me you're making a fool of yourself, and then I respond by saying, you are very rude, you are uncouth, and you have a lot of growing up to do. And you're like, why are you insulting me? And I'm like, I don't understand. I am telling you how you're acting. You are the one that I saw. Where did I insult you? And I'll now refer back and be like, you are making a fool of yourself. So this is not an insult to you. And this is a real life situation with one of my exes. And she said, I never used the word fool. I'm just like, so for me, it's not manipulation. It's getting your facts in position.
Let me be a devil's advocate right
Yes.
now. Sometimes I feel like this generation is full of constantly us having one on each other. In relationships. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
Gone were the days when it's just a heated conversation. Look, I was heated. Half the shit I said, I didn't mean it because I was just trying to get you to listen to me. But there's always this receipt thing of, you did this and I did that. You said that.
Is for you guys.
That. I get it.
It's for each other, not to put it on the gram and disgrace yourself and your family members.
But I'm saying that it now resorts to, well, you said this, so I said this. And the reason why I said this is because you said that.
And you know why that is important? Accountability.
Not necessarily.
People lack accountability. Because if you don't have those things to refer to, baby girl, they will gaslight you and make you feel crazy. So in order to make people accountable for their words and their actions, you have to have receipts. Like I said, not for the public, but for each other. It's also a learning tool.
Let me throw another cup at you.
Yes.
Where does I'm letting go of the need to be right or wrong? I like you as a person. I love you. You're not my favorite person right now. But you know what? Because I love you, it doesn't matter. I can be wrong in this instance just because I want us to get along.
You're enabling. You're enabling your abuser.
This is the problem with
I'm
this
telling
generation.
you the fact. That's why. What were we saying? I don't know. Were we recording when I said something about I used to give multiple chances before?
Yeah.
That's what I used to do. I love you.
But I feel like you might miss out on a good person because no one is perfect.
A good person will never put you in that position for you to now say it doesn't matter. A good person who has done the work, who's accountable, who's loving, will never put you in that position
you sound
where...
like you want to date a robot.
No, not a robot. I want to date someone that is accountable, someone that has done the work, because I am at that point in my life when I am wrong, I'll be like, okay, even if it was in the heat of the moment, I said something. I am at that point in my life where I'll say, okay, fine. Even when my pride as a Leo is getting the best of me. And I know people hate that whole zodiac thing, but I'm a huge fan of zodiacs. So I'm at that point where I'm like, okay, fine.
I think some people use those zodiac things to enable bad behavior.
Like, it's the same way
I'm
talking.
A Leo, that's why I act like that. No,
it's the same way that you're saying that,
person.
Because I love you, I'm going to let it go. You let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. One day you wake up with
we're saying two different things.
Yes.
I'm not saying you let it go, let it go, let it go. But I'm saying that maybe the reason why there's no loyalty in love these days and the reason why people are quick to discard people is because we don't cut each other enough slack. Let me land. What I'm trying to say is, I get it. If a pattern is different from what we're talking about, when someone has a pattern of deflecting, a pattern of not wanting to take up accountability, that's a whole different topic. I'm talking about the fact that in a heated argument, we can say stuff to each other because we're not robots, we're human beings. So right now, I'm arguing, you same way you argue with your siblings. I'm arguing with you. You're not my favorite person right now. But love, they say, covereth the multitudes of sins, right?
Exactly.
So at that point, I know I love this person and this person is pissing me off right now. And I'm like, listen, you're an idiot. You're rude. You're da. And sometimes it's not about being right or wrong. At that point, I look at it as, okay, I'm mad as hell. I want to strangle this person and probably take life out of their necks because right now, as I'm looking at you, you're a fucking retard. But you know what? The love I have for you is going to make me ask myself a certain question. Okay, are we going to get ahead in this argument? If we're both going to be pulling receipts, I can be like, you know what? I love you enough to be like, is the need to be right so important right now? Or the need for us to look at the bigger picture, which is you and I are working together as a team. And even as we're working together as a team, even as I work on this podcast, sometimes we bite, our tongues and our teeth bite each other. Do you understand? But at the end of the day, we have a common goal, right? So if we have a common goal, the need to be right sometimes takes a backseat for now. And I find other ways to communicate what you've done, maybe when we're in a happier, healthy environment.
And that is how you enable abusers. I'm very serious.
I said all of that.
We're a team. No. I got everything you said.
Okay.
We're a team. But it is right that you have a good team player.
Yes.
You can't bring on, let's say there's a football team, someone that has not trained will now come and then you're trying to pass the ball and then the midfielder is just there chasing the ball like one moose or the defender is just doing because they have not trained and then they keep scoring the goal. So the problem will always win the team if the players have not trained. Which is why it is very important for you to do the work. Yes, more love covereth a multitude of sins and yada, 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 and blah, blah, blah. The same Bible will tell you that because grace abounds, does that mean we should
continue in sin?
Exactly. So if it's most times, when you get to that point where you have to refer to receipts, it's usually when it becomes a pattern. Because the first...
that's what I wanted you to say.
No, of course, your first fight. But then again, I do not subscribe to any form of abuse when there is love. I don't care how angry you are, you will not speak to me that way. You will not walk out on me in the middle of an argument because that's already a red flag.
I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
I know.
And I'm saying to you, if I meet you, I like you've done work, I've done work. But I feel like this is what's also causing a lot of break in transmission in lots of relationships. Let me finish in this generation, because everybody's like, I'm healed, you're healed. But we don't talk about the fact that even through your healing, you do have moments where you slip into...
They're not healed. Trust me, a healed person, I am telling you the fact.
Everybody has moments where you...
No, you slip up. No, you slip up. I get it.
Yes.
But then,
Grace, if you slip up as your partner, I know that Uti is a work in progress. And I'm willing to say, my father taught me this a long time ago, and I'll share this with you.
Yes.
I always wondered why this man just doesn't have any enemies. I don't know how he walked through life, and he's always the happiest person in the room. He's always the one who does things for everybody. And I was going through my divorce at that time. I remember, took me to lunch in Southern Sun, sat me down and said to me, he goes, in life, if somebody offends you, sit down and think of 5 positive things they've done.
About that person.
Do you understand? If you can get 3, maybe there's room for conversation. If maybe it's just 1, he's agreeing, okay, this is an abuser, enabler.
But most times it's like
Wait, I'm saying if it's 1, you can discard of it. If it's 2, you can be like, okay, we're just different people. If you can
3
count
and above.
3, maybe it's a slip up. And if it's a slip up, think about the good you're trying to see in this person.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Okay,
that will enable me to say to you that I know you slipped up. You don't mean to call me an idiot. And you shouldn't call me an idiot anyways.
Yes. But am I accountable for calling you an idiot? Have I taken accountability to say, I was actually very rude. Okay. There is no excuse for the way I spoke to you. I am sorry. It is a different situation where the person is saying, how? So because of that insult, for what? Where's the insult? What's that? I beg you. I will only give grace and love. Well, love is for everybody, but that grace, and I'll give multiple chances to people that have earned it via accountability and politeness. I'm sorry, you can't speak to me in a very degrading way because you are angry. It's okay for us to raise our voices. It's fine. Emotions, passion, especially when you're in an argument with a fellow creative person or a passionate person, it's fine. But in that moment, how do you speak to each other? I'm the kind of person that I will when I'm angry, my grandma will go from here to here. I'll say, you were very insensitive. You were rude. You have triggered a part of my discombobulation, blah, blah, blah. But you would never, but you will never hear me in an argument, a love-filled argument. I'll now say, you're just a big fool. You don't just get sense. Useless woman. See how you be. Nonsense. Ugly thing. I'm even tolerating you, Seth. Women are out there.
Of course, that's. I think we're dealing in extremes now. That is extreme.
But that's what I'm talking about.
What I'm talking about. I'm just saying that in relationships, I feel like these days, when we talk about the test of loyalty, people play more games. You find people doing this whole, I'm not going to call him if he doesn't call me. I'm not going to apologize. I feel like those are just mind games that people play. And we now are stuck in a generation where, listen really good.
I agree.
Where we use people and cherish things.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
agree.
a sad generation.
And that's why you've now birthed people that are like me who want to also protect themselves from those kind of people that cherish things over people. Because at the end of the day, if you cherish what I can do for you, as opposed to cherishing me as Uti, as a person, I'm not going to let you back into my life. I am sorry. You can't cherish me because I give you clothes.
No,
or
the
because
access you have.
I open doors for you to meet other, and that's what you like. Not like you like my company, not like you like my being as a person. It's just about what can I get from you. I'm not going to give multiple chances to that kind of person. And there's a way to test people like that.
Please teach me. How do you test someone in relationships?
No. The Bible says test all spirits. Like,
but sometimes I feel like testing can also come across as you being manipulative.
Well, everybody, we're all manipulative in one way or the other, even in our place of work, even in our business, even in our relationships with our siblings, our loved ones. Everybody is a manipulator of some sort, no matter how small or big. We all manipulate situations to please our desires and wants and needs. That one, I'll satisfy them, as if I may say. That one is standard. I'm not ashamed to claim or to agree that I have been a manipulator and I will manipulate some certain situations because those situations need to favor me. However, I will not use and abuse people to get whatever it is I want, but I can manipulate situations to work for me.
I want to know what that means.
Okay. So let me give you an example. Like, let's say I'm trying to meet you, right? Why do I want to meet you? Am I hungry? Am I looking for a breakthrough in the entertainment industry? Do I even like you in the first place? I am trying to use you. So I come under the pretext of, I love you. I want to be with you. Oh, there's every day. Then there was nobody else like you. See, entertainers day, but you, it's like you are different from, I'm telling you things that I know someone that is in your shoes will want to hear because of the battles you've won. So I'm manipulating you. Meanwhile, I have no intention of being with you. I'm just being with you so that this can work.
Is that not what people do in relationships these days?
No, that's what I'm saying. So, and that's why I won't give such people a chance. But however, to manipulate the situation to suit you is, I'm with you. I don't care what you have to offer. I don't care whether I love you. I love spending time with you, which is for me is the number one test. Like, can we just sit down without the TV, without music, and just talk and fill each other up?
Another thing that I find very interesting, like I use the analogy of like this whole who calls who first. Do you know what I mean? Grown people actually play those games.
Yeah.
I sit with some of my guy friends and it's like, I'm calling her too much. I'll just go for 24 hours without calling her just to see how she will react. I'm like, are you in kindergarten? And the way I roll is if I want to talk to someone, I call them, period.
I'm not keeping stock on... But do you understand where that's coming from?
Yeah, but then that's also these silly games that we play. No, it's not games. Please explain what that is.
Should I explain it to you? Because I've also been guilty of that before. And this is in no way to defend that because I believe we should be able to get over our pride or our trauma or whatever it is. And if you want to do something, do it with a clear slate and new mind. However, nobody wants to feel used. Nobody wants to feel like they're chasing on a journey that has no destination. So sometimes, and it's also a trauma response.
It is a trauma response.
It's a trauma response. And a lot of us, without wanting to admit it, have had to deal with abandonment issues where you put your all in someone. And, remember those days where you used to hear girls call men, mumu, that one, mumu na, say, they come again, mumu, mumu, come again. I mean, well, maybe they're probably one chief, or not even chief, one smallie. And then, don't they come again? Bah! So when you've gone, when you've gone through that, or someone that men have suffered chasing women. If you really talk to a lot of men,
not meant to suffer chasing women.
No, well,
in the olden days, I don't like this generation.
Women are meant to suffer chasing men too, because
I didn't mean to cut you, but can you hear what I'm trying to say? In the olden days, you cannot compare. Look at Solomon and what he did for Bathsheba. You cannot come. Hello, is it not Jacob that worked for 8 years? They gave him, he worked for another 8 years just to get the woman he wants. What's wrong with all the young men of this generation? Now I say, okay, because I call her, she no pick them. Because she said mumu, and then what?
See, at the end of the day, if it is your body, if it is your brain, if it is your clout that you think you have to offer, the men, us too, we have body. Because the same way una feel say una bomb sweet. Now the same way we know say our penny sweet. It just baffles me that when women want to talk about, men have been doing this for years. What have women been doing for men for years?
What do you mean what have we done? We birthed you.
No, birth.
We brought you.
Can I not birth myself?
No, we birthed you in terms of we brought
birth.
you.
Oh yeah, no. That's beautiful.
World.
That's nature. I get it. It's
and then I thought you
beautiful.
would say the man gave the seed to be
No,
birthed.
but you need a man to, gender roles, we play equal, we're equally as important. Do you understand what I mean? But when you talk about the old days, Solomon did this, it's just so annoying that a man's value has been reduced to what he can provide and a woman's value has been inflated or rather respected to the point where it's like, as long as, she was there. When they want to talk about the olden days woman, she was a virtuous woman. She stayed. She was patient. She prayed. She hid the disciples when they needed help. She washed the feet. She wiped it with oil.
But
it's like, yes, but it's like, if a man did those same things, you'll say, and...
What do you mean they'll say,
They'll say, and okay, let's praise a man that in the past bathed the woman, washed her feet, painted nails for her, plaited hair, was
Samson and
prayed. Delilah, which is she chopping head off.
And as Samson won't carry head stay there now.
No,
Hello.
because that's the thing.
No. Let's not even go there. Wait, Samson, you met this babe. First, they even told you to stay away from women from that. Listen. You met this babe. The first time you met her, she asked you in foreplay, show me the source of your power, right? You showed her. She brought your enemies upon you. But guess what? Your strength defeated the enemies. First time, run. Second time, you no run.
You see?
I beg.
You see what you're doing? You are validating everything.
You now said that.
You are validating everything I've
Samson walked
said.
into it.
So you are validating
I'm not
everything I've
validating
said.
anything. I'm just
Which is why
telling
you
you.
don't give people multiple chances.
What do you mean I'm validating?
If it's me, my girlfriend come and ask me, hey, what is the source of this or this?
And the
I will
armed
now
robbers
lie and say, it's my pint. Then she will now cut my pint and say, the enemies are again upon you. Then, because my dada was my strength, I will now defeat them. Almost she's out. When you see a man that has fallen wholeheartedly for a woman, he comes across as a mumu. And all of us have gone through that mumu phase.
But you know why I'm particularly skeptical at your analysis is because you cannot compare a man that is called a mumu to a woman that people have seen falling for a man. They have worse words to say when a woman is in a mumuism phase. A woman will take all sorts, Uti, and do not even try and argue with me on this. A woman will see that this man is lying to her, but will convince herself somehow and believe that the love I feel for him is what is making me think that there's potential. As you said, investing in the future, he might change. Do you know how many women have dark knees from being on the floor?
But we don't call her a woman, mumu.
Wait, you call her what's names?
No,
you said
we
this
don't call her
one.
mumu.
Hey, you guys laugh with your friends.
Guess what we say?
Now.
We say this one love me die. We don't call her mumu. But a woman in that situation will say, that one have been mumu. Now my mumu be that. Some of them will even edit the name on their phone to money mumu or mumu.
I would rather a
mumu
nigga
two.
that is even. I would rather a girl saying that, because guess what? Women, we don't know how to pretend. If a woman doesn't like you, wait. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Let me calm down. Calm down. Listen, Uti, calm down. All I'm saying is, how does he know she's calling him mumu? She gets the vibe when she comes around.
Sometimes it's from exposing. Some people expose her.
But can I
or
land?
Maybe he will now call her phone one day that she's not looking. He will now see mumu on a carpenter too.
Okay, I agree. He caught her in the act. Fine. At least he's seen. What I mean by woman cannot pretend for so long is I feel like women, in 5 minutes, a woman meets you and you are going to agree with me on this one. A woman knows instantly if she's going to date this guy or if she's just going to waste his time. A woman knows instantly if a woman can have five guys. Listen, a woman can have 5 guys talking to her. Out of those 5 guys, she knows the one that if he calls, she will always answer. She knows the one that she seldomly speaks to. She just uses him as spare tire. I agree. Yes, we can sometimes say this one, I beg, he calls too much.
That's why Kama always catch them.
Because she does not like that man.
Kama must catch.
I don't know who Kama did you wrong.
If you know, I'm just telling you. Because the thing is that if you take advantage of the love and kindness someone has for you, down the line, you will also be taking advantage.
Does it happen to men? This one, I hope you keep the same energy for men. Do you know how many men have
I'm talking of humans in the.
Okay.
I'm talking of
as
humans in the broad spectrum.
As long as you say that, because I don't see men chopping camel.
I see. I had a conversation with someone online about this today. Look, I tell my male friends, especially if you are a very close friend of mine and you finally found a good girl. Do you understand? When because I have the gift of intuition. Yeah. No, see, good girl does not mean Virgin Mary. No. It's like what you've been saying. High tolerance, patience, love. Let's focus on the issue. Not very manipulative, because humans are, I've said it, everybody manipulates at some level. There's just that thing, a ride or die chick. When I see that you have found the one, not someone that's just using you to settle her bills or using you to cure her horniness or whatnot, I will tell you, I'll say, bros, this thing where they do, I'm single, I did club. Now you did pursue babe past me. Where's your woman? She dey house. One day, he go do. You say, forget my brother. She love me, die. I know what I do. Hold on now. But we don't say. See, he didn't say mumu. He said she love me, die. My wife understands me. She knows me, and she will not be mad at me. And then I'll say,
and she will forgive.
I'll say one
because
day.
She forgives everything.
Yes, I always warn people about karma, and most people think that karma affects you based on the action, right? Like, let's say, if I cheat on you, that means somebody will cheat on me. That's not how karma works. Karma works with energy and feelings.
Why do we always add spiritual to every
Because it's a spiritual contract.
Do you really believe that a man and a woman can be together, one man, one woman for the rest of their life?
That is why I am not married yet. I might be Kamala Harris's age when I decide to get married. I don't know.
So you don't believe that we can be...
It is until you are ready.
Is it monogamy? So do you believe in monogamy?
I don't believe in monogamy when you're young, but there are exceptions to every rule.
Okay.
Do you understand? There are some people that monogamy will work for when they are young. But the average person, I've always said, I don't think any man has any business marrying before 40. To me, It doesn't mean make me right. Between 35 to 40, I'll say 35 to 40 for women. Apart from those that are afraid of their biological clock. But then again, how many children do women want these days? And please, there's technology these days too. So whatnot. I don't think any woman should be married before 30. You have to experience life as a single. You have to weigh your options and all of that. For me, leave the spiritual contract out of it. The same way I would say leave a government contract out of it, because marriage is a contract between you, me, and God. The same way
when you say leave spiritual, you're adding God to it.
No.
Hello.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Between me and you for this
leave
earth.
contract, leave agreement. Leave agreement.
Yeah.
If you don't want to commit to somebody, don't make it official, whether in the presence of God, whether in the presence of the government, whether in the presence of your family. Once you agree, see, integrity is integrity. There is no excuse. There is no, I'm zero tolerance for, that's why gray area is hard for me.
I'm going to ask you this before I let you go. Has any lady ever tested, or has your partner ever tested your loyalty? And if they have, share with me what they used to test your loyalty and how you
reacted.
Was it, did they cheat on you? Did they?
Oh, do you mean by that?
Yeah, like loyalty.
I've forgiven cheating. I've forgiven cheating. Yeah, that's the thing.
How did you catch her?
Phone now.
You went through her phone?
Yes.
That's invasion of privacy.
I agree, but it's good. If I didn't, I would have been going through an ugly marriage now. I went through it because everything changed. Body language changed, unnecessarily defensive, treating me like if I was being too interested in what they were doing. I'm like, something is up.
So you knew her and a particular guy were getting closer?
Yes.
Okay.
I did, because when I traveled, all of a sudden, I met your friend at a club. He's
a nice guy.
Yes. He's always the friends now. He's always the friends. The enemy is always inside the house. So I was just like, I don't understand. Where's this new friendship? I started guilt-tripping me. So I can't have male friends. Why must it be my friends? Say, you're so paranoid. You end up pushing everyone against you. Blah, blah, blah. And pushing everyone away from you. I say, wow. We had each other's passwords. Right?
I never smashed.
So yes, I opened the phone and I saw it. Hello, sunshine. Hello, darling. I'm like, why are you calling him sunshine? Why are you calling him darling? Do you even call me sunshine?
Why are you still friends with your guy?
That, my friend? Of course not.
Okay.
Why would I be friends with that kind of person? Because then I would have been
like your loyalty was one-sided. Both of them had to go.
No, but then I forgave that on 2 occasions with the same person. It was after the second time. And that's why I'm saying that. And I was 35 then. And that's a very sensitive age for both men and women. At that age, you're willing to settle, you're weighing your energy from your 20s.
Yeah.
With the experiences of life, you are no longer as strict as you used to be. You're trying to tolerate some of the things, all that you were saying. You're trying to learn to tolerate and to be more forgiving. And you're like, you've learned that life is not so perfect. No relationship is perfect. So you end up tolerating a lot of BS. So I forgave the first time.
I'm going to say this about your ex. I applaud her because she's a strong woman. If a man catches me cheating with his friend, there's nothing the man can tell me that will make me continue that relationship.
So the first time, there was no proof. There was no proof of cheating. It was just the proof of that whole sunshine, love, this. It was the second time when you go to someone's house, you will now block me from viewing your story, but somebody else now saw a story of you in the person's house. So why did you need to block me? And then the person now munched it because I'm complaining to these friends. Why are you complaining over this babe? Somebody I saw in Dada's house. I'm like, how? Never.
I'm screaming.
She said, no, she told me she was going to see her mother. Mother, hold on. Now went to that our friends. Please, screen. So she told my friend to block me from viewing his story.
So both of them were in on it?
Yes. So she was telling that one that she's, it's the same manipulation and lies. Now where they will tell you, oh, we're going through problems. Then they will now come and tell me, that's just I just have to make him believe that maybe there's something going on so that he can approve the business that I'm trying to do. The normal lies.
Wow.
So we've been there. For me, I don't think that's a test of loyalty, but okay.
All right, so I'm going to ask you this question, friend. Let's see how well you know your Durex product. Which Durex product has the following characteristics? Contains a special lube called benzocaine that helps to delay climax and prolongs pleasure. 1. 2, it is easy and safe to wear. And 3, it is a safer option than various sex enhancements, herbs, and pills. Now, here are your options, so listen carefully, friend. Option 1, Durex Feather Light. Option 2, Durex Pleasure Me. Option 3, Durex Performer. And of course, option 4, Durex Extra Safe.
No, Extra Safe doesn't have more that benzocaine thing. So it's either between Performer or Feather Light. But I'll go for Performer. No, I'll go for Performer. I'll go for performer.
Ha! You sabi. It's actually Durex performer now. Now.
You have to be safe. You have to be safe.
On that note, thank you guys so much for joining Uti and I as we had this deep conversation around loyalty, tests, men, women, war. Uti got really heated, but I hope I represented my gender very well because I take no for an answer. You cannot say that about us. You shall do no such thing. Solomon and Adam are wrong people to use as examples. But I love you, friend, and I cannot wait for us to chat soon.
Yes.
Keep listening, keep watching. This is Toke Moments. Of course, it's our Blue Zone Conversations, which is definitely, ultimately powered by Durex. Catch you on the next episode and happy Love Month.
Boop, boop.